So let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And begin to let go of attending to the environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining your awareness just of the body and mind. And begin to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, we generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time, thinking of using this time to establish and to deepen constructive, beneficial ways of thinking and acting, ways that allow oneself to remain connected to a sense of peace and ease, ways that naturally and spontaneously support actions that are beneficial for others, wanting to reduce the influence of states of mind that disturb one's own sense of peace and ease, states of mind that often spontaneously give rise to actions that cause harm to others. And thinking of engaging in this process of genuine inner transformation in order to be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings. And then with that motivation, we will continue looking at the topic of ethical restraint, focusing on the non-virtues of speech, the ways in which we can use our speech unskillfully and it causes harm. So the first topic is lying or being deceitful. So think back over the last number of years and try to identify any impulses in the mind in regard to deception, being misleading. Often we try to hide things that we're not proud of, or we try to manage other people's views by presenting things that are not fully true. And even sometimes we use deception as a way of getting what we want. See if this is something that, to any degree, you might be dealing with. And then try to recognize the harms that come from not acting openly, honestly, the fear of being found out, that agitation and disturbance in one's own mind, as well as the pain that can be caused in the minds of others when they learn that we were deceptive, a lack of trust. I too generate a sense of distance from this impulse, wanting to separate our mind from it completely. And focus instead on being committed to honesty, openness, and the next non-virtue of speech is divisive speech, where the goal is to set people apart from one another using our speech to cause division, maybe to encourage one person to dislike another person, or to cause the end of a relationship, to sow division, disunity, where previously there was some cohesion. And this is often for a selfish purpose. Is this something that we have dealt with in the past? Are there times when this impulse is still arising? And check in your own experience. And try to recognize the ways in which that is inappropriate. Setting people against each other for our own interests, kind of chaos that that causes. Focus the mind on respecting harmony and cohesion among people, being unwilling to interrupt those relationships just so that we can get some particular outcome. Next is harsh speech, where we intend to wound with our speech. We intentionally say something unkind. The motive is often to make the other person feel badly or to manipulate their behavior. So again, think back times when this impulse has arisen, and in the moment, due to the arising of anger, aversion, you did use your speech to cause harm in this way. Gaining some impulse, some insights from when this impulse arises for you. And again, clearly recognize that this way of relating to others is not in keeping with one's own spiritual ideals. And seeing the value of speaking kindly, supportively, and committing yourself to that training. And then the last is idle speech. So with idle speech, we think about how intentional, how meaningful our speech is. Although we may not actively harm anyone with idle speech, when we're just kind of going on and on about topics that aren't of any real significance, we can see how we are kind of wasting our time, wasting the time of others. So the key is to think about how much we engage in idle speech, particularly forms of it that are more like gossip, talking behind other people's backs, which can be actively harmful. Just generating an awareness as well of how much time in our day we spend engaged in idle speech, and try to generate an insight of how that is showing up in your own life. And generate a resolve to bring more mindfulness, more intention to all of the times when you are engaging others with your speech. Try to form more meaningful connections. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking when that positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.